for a field goal. So that was 5 points. And those types of things, man, mentally are very, very damaging to a psyche, to a team's psyche. And the fact that they lost out on those 5 points really hurt them early in that game, man, and the rest is history. And the Patriots are going to the Super Bowl again. From Grego in the chat room on Spreaker.com. Oh, my gosh. He says Chris Hogan, a.k.a. 7-Eleven, because he's always open. That's his nickname. From Rel, the intern Scott says, Doug, come on, you're going to get me fired. Hey, bro. You got fair warning. I've given a blanket warning to anybody listening to this show, okay? You're giving a blanket warning. Do not have your radio up loud at your job because I am cussing more this year. I am not going to filter my language as much as I have in the first 2 years of the Doug Stewart Show. 2017, what we're calling it, is letting our hair down, even though I don't have any. Do not turn no radio up in your office. Don't you believe it. Don't do it. I'm telling you, get you some nice headphones, some earbuds, and listen to the show in peace. But do not, I am not responsible if your ass get fired because I was cussing. I'm sorry, Rail. That's a you problem. That's a you problem. From Tiffany Sports and Heels, laugh out loud. Who the F? Doug Stewart. Let's see. From Gilliard Road's finest, Kesey, Falcons got good care defense. The GM going to have a hell of an offseason to keep players who don't want to go overboard on the bank. From Grego Sluggo, I don't know if we are cheating now. That's one hell of a system Bill has in place that seems to work. You all have a good one going to now. Once again, Sluggo or Grego, the resident Patriots apologist. Let me grab a call. Caller, thanks for calling the Doug Stewart Show. What's your name? Where you calling from? What you want to talk about?
This is Big Apple Bassett. I'm calling from Charlotte.
Hey, Big Apple Bassett, good morning, brother. Hey, Big Apple Bassett, let me say this, man. Let me say this. I like, in 2017, me and you started off on the right foot, man, and I like this kinder, gentler Big Apple Bastard in 2017, man. Welcome to the show, brother.
Hey, thank you, sir. I'm on my medication, so that has something to do with it. I got three things, Doug. First thing on my ball award.
Okay, go ahead and give your ball award.
My first ball award going to Raheem Morris, assistant head coach of Atlanta Falcons.
Oh, Raheem Morris, that's right. Who's his coach in the defensive backs?
Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's assistant head coach and defensive backs coach.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That secondary doing one hell of a job.
Yeah.
Down Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers 2 weeks in a row. That needs to be highlighted.
And let me stop you right there. Let me say one thing about that. The Falcons don't even have their best cornerback in Trufant, who got hurt like maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago. So, yeah, great job to Raheem Morris doing a fantastic job with that secondary. I agree.
Second ball award going to Julio Jones because when you got a big time player playing big in a big time game, you getting all your money worth. All those 5 picks they traded to the Cleveland Browns to jump up, all that is vindicated.
Right.
You know, when you got your franchise player and Julio Jones looking good, that make everybody look good. That make the general manager look good. That make the offensive coordinator look good.
Yeah.
And plus, they got a roll coverage to Julio Jones. You can't bring that extra safety to drop Freeman and Coleman. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So Julio, he makes a big deal. He makes a big deal in our offense. But I can't say he's the only reason because, like you said, Matt Ryan, he played well when Julio wasn't in the game.
Right.
So I can't say it's just all on Julio, but Julio's busted. He my ball award. My last thing, Doug, we got 2 weeks to the Super Bowl. You gotta do something with this Grego, man. We can't hear this Patriots talk. We can't hear this Patriots talk for the next 2 weeks. Grego's gonna be in Capitals on him, Doug. We can't do nothing about it. But you got the gun, and Grego's arriving for the next 2 weeks, Doug. You gotta take care of that buster, and I'm gone.
Hey, appreciate the call, Big Apple Bastard. That was actually a phenomenal call. Let me address the Grego thing. I mean, I am so shocked at the professionalism of Big Apple Bastard when he calls the show. I'm very shocked about that. But that was a fantastic call, Big Apple Bastard. And if you're new to the show, Big Apple Bastard is a guy that we had a lot of issues with last year in 2016. He was actually voted the Buster of the Year, the Big Boil Peanuts Award winner of the year. And it looks like he's turned over a new leaf in 2017. Good for you, Big Apple Bastard. Wow, I thought Shawty got to put hot lead in his ass. But let me address the last thing that he mentioned, man. Is and I've said it already a couple times. He's made, some appearances already in the chat room, and he basically asked the question, man, what am I going to do to address the most fanatical, silly, ignorant, line-stepping Patriots fan that I know of, Grego, in the chat room? I think what we need to do, and I'm looking at Waterhead right now, and I want to get you, kind of like your yay or nay on this, Waterhead. I think that maybe we should just for the next 2 weeks, because we don't want to be bombarded with all of this Patriots talk and fandom. Maybe we just suspend Grego's ass for 2 weeks. We take his account out of the chat room. Waterhead's like, yeah, maybe. He's got a thumbs up, kind of sideways. I say we just suspend him for the next 2 weeks. And Waterhead's saying to me, looks like he's saying why. He has his hands up like, why? Why would we suspend him? I don't know. Maybe because of my show I can do whatever the hell I want. As the great Ralph Stewart used to say, it's hard but it's fair. It may not be fair in this case, but I just like saying that saying is hard but it's fair, and it doesn't apply maybe, but that's fine. We'll look at that. Let me take another call. Caller, thanks for calling the Doug Stewart Show. What's your name? Where you calling from? What you want to talk about?
Good morning. This is Grego.
Oh, my gosh.
Hey, I just want to say you're doing a phenomenal show. I really appreciate that segment on the Patriots. You said it without, mentioning cheating. Hold on a second. I got to pay this guy for my bet because I do pay my bets, unlike the last caller. But
right.
Here you go.
That's true. That's true.
So I got called out for just being a Patriot fan, and then you gave this guy credit, and he did the number one man lost fan. He didn't pay his bet.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway. That's true. Well, now listen, Grego, we haven't forgotten the fact that Big Apple Bastard still owes Texas Tide, I don't know, whatever his check says at the end of 2 weeks. But Grego, the matter at hand here is you and your insufferability that we're probably going to witness over the next couple of weeks with your Patriots fandom, man. I mean, we've already put it out on the table just to suspend your account for the next 2 weeks. I mean, what say you, brother? What say you?
Oh, no, I just checked my account, and that $4 did come out. Actually, $12 because I pay you by Tom Brady's number. But look,
I mean, that's
you gotta have to talk about it.
Grego.
Yeah.
It's a great point that you just made, man. We are not going to suspend you. You are a premium member of the Doug Stewart Show. You're exactly right. I mean, you have just as much a right to this show, in your opinion, than anybody else, Grego. You're right. We're not going to suspend you. Yeah.
Hey, with that being said, the last thing I was going to say is, man, this is going to be a great matchup. Dimitroff picking these players. They hated Dimitroff at the beginning of the year. Now they're loving all the players he picked. Dimitroff coming from that Patriot way, so this is going to be a good thing. It's going to be a good game. I just wanted to call in just because I see a lot of hate in the room, just because I'm the one known Patriot fan, but there's plenty in that chat room. They just don't want to say it. It's very popular to hate on that in that chat room. And I think I started it. So
yeah. Hey, well, I'll tell you this. One more thing before I let you go, man. True, indeed, you are a premium member of the Doug Stewart Show, and we value your patronage. We really do. But that does not. That does not take away from the fact that we can still put hot lead in your ass. Turn your ass around, Grego. Turn your ass around. Let me put some hot lead in your ass. Right. But once again, Grego, thank you for patronizing the show. He did have a good point there. What? Big Apple Bastard, I mean, I thought about it, but he did have an excellent point. He sent me $4 a month. Right. I mean, Gregor has bought T-shirts and whatnot. I don't think Big Apple Bastard ever bought a damn T-shirt. So, F you. Greg, go. Let's read a couple more of these messages in the chat before we jump to a break. From Brian Hill, Dimitrov 12 draft has no players in the league. He don't get any credit from me. Thomas Dimitrov, who's now, what is his title? He used to be the GM. But, well, he's still a GM. I'm thinking about the other dude. I can't even remember his name right now. He's the team president. But, yeah, Dimitrov's still the GM, but they actually brought in another guy to kind of like assist him in what they've been doing, man. And, hey, I tell you what, man. If you look at these last two drafts, if you look at Vic Beasley, you look at Grady Jarrett, you look at Jalen Collins, you look at Deion Jones, you look at Vondrell Campbell, you look at those 5 players in themselves, man, have made a huge impact in their first or second year, man. And I think Dan Quinn is more so responsible for a lot of this talent and the philosophy, once again, the culture they've tried to instill in this defense, man. So I give Dan Quinn most of the credit, more so credit than Thomas Dimitrov, man. I give more of the credit to Dan Quinn. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Rich McKay, thank you. Who said it? Somebody said in the chat, Rich McKay. That's who I couldn't think of who it was. But, yeah, they actually kind of gave him a lateral. He kind of had like a lateral move in the organization's hierarchy. And I tell you what, Dan Quinn came in here, man, I give all the credit to Dan Quinn as opposed to Rich McKay or Thomas Dimitrov, the GM, man. I think this is all Dan Quinn. From Brian Hill, Dan Quinn's imprint, not TD. And he's talking about Thomas Dimitrov. I agree 100%. From Andre Elam, Jalen Collins been balling. Yeah, you don't even have Trufant. You don't have Desmond Trufant. Not even a question, the best defensive back for the secondary, who's been out now for maybe 4 or 5 weeks, maybe even a little bit longer than that. So without him, when he comes back next year, one of these guys that are starting right now, is going to end up being, like a nickelback. And the nickelback's going to move to the bench. The nickelback's going to have to move to the dime back or whatever. So, yeah, when Trufant comes back next year, man, that's even – oh, my gosh. From Brian Hill, no, it's Pioli. Right, that's the guy's name, Pioli, that they brought in. Doug, McKay doesn't have any personal input. I don't think McKay has any personal input anymore. I think it was all Thomas Dimitrov and this Pioli guy that they brought in. And I think the Pioli guy came from New England, sad to say. But, yeah, man, I mean, definite shift in culture. Definite shift in culture when Pioli got here and when Dan Quinn got here. Definite shift in philosophy on the players that they would go out and get. I've said it many, many times. I sound like a broken record, but, I mean, it's true. It is 100% true. They are definitely on the right path, man. Much credit. Ball awards to the Falcons. All right, when we get back from the break, we still got to talk about the Patriots and what they've done over the last 15 years. And I also got an early preview of Super Bowl 51. But when I get back from the break, man, we'll jump into a little bit of entertainment, birthdays, and, yeah. And that's what we'll talk about. We'll do that, and we'll get back to all of the football talk, man. Football all day long. Man Talk Monday. Oh, we still got to give out the Back to Life, Back to Reality Award. I think y'all know who that is.